Why is it important to learn a language? Because it's not fun to get stuck. You don't want to get stuck. It's terrible. It's terrible when you're new to a language and you basically don't understand the joke and you're with a group of people and you feel dumb. And you are, because not because you're dumb, because maybe you might be, but in this case it's just because you don't understand what they're saying. You might not understand the topic, which is another question, but that's related to the topic in itself, even if you are fluent at a language. But if you are stuck and you are intermediate, you might be great about finances and they are talking about finances, but you don't understand the language, then you're stuck. Or maybe you're really funny, but they're telling jokes and you can't tell a joke and you are stuck and don't understand the situation. Now that's really frustrating. Or you are at the station or the bus, in the shop, wherever, and you want to ask and you get stuck. It doesn't feel good. It's frustrating. It is really frustrating. It is terrible. And there's people who basically have lived for years in the same country and they are stuck all the time and they just give up and they want to basically stop relating and talking that language and just talk with people from their culture. And that makes it even worse because they're still living in this country and they're still having to, for one reason or another, because of society, they must talk or relate to people that speak this new language, but they just live in this little bubble, right? And that's really terrible. So like this feeling of being stuck, remember, it's terrible. Now, some people might come up with counter attacks and say that, yeah, but it's cool to be yourself. You can be yourself and still learn a language, all right? It's okay to understand that this is frustrating and let that be the reason which will push you to become better. Now that's why this is part of the psychological part of the course, because you need to be pushed. When you are frustrated, it means you have to work more. You are gonna get frustrated, you are gonna miss a lot of words, you are gonna not understand many things, and that's exactly why you have to keep learning and work harder on it. All right? So it is not fun to be stuck. It is not fun when you are at a shop, when you meet people and everybody has to adapt and start speaking in English just for you. You know how hard it is when you have been speaking the same language with your friends all your life and then all of a sudden you have to change language? It's awkward. But sometimes many people do that for you. That's not nice of you. That's very nice of them. But I understand if you're a beginner and you get stuck and so on, but after living many years in one country, you must advance. All right, so remember this. This might sound harsh, but I think sometimes it's important to be harsh on yourself, to push yourself. That's how you advance in life. So think about it. Why do you want to be good at the language that you're learning? Because it sucks being stuck. It sucks being embarrassed by pronouncing and saying things badly. It sucks feeling that you can't hang in a conversation. It sucks when you cannot understand a joke and you cannot have fun and you feel like you're a burden in a group when they must speak English only for you to be part of the conversation, even though it's awkward to speak English, right? So it's kind of sad. It's a sad reality that many don't want to accept and are okay to remain at that level. It is sad when you are okay remaining at that level. So it's almost like having enough money to get by and pay the rent, almost, in the language of finances. So become fluent and become successful. Remember that, because it's not fun being stuck.